Okay, excellent. So, good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you. My name is Anand, and today, along with my colleague Nandish, we'll take learn to get royalty-free images and audio or video footages for your presentations and video session. So again, our sponsor for today's webinar are Visitech Solutions, which is a managed services company, FTB Trans, which is a translation company focused on Japanese language translation. We have B2C KK, which is a Japan-based resource augmentation company, and Rian, which is an end-to-end translation platform that helps automate the translation of the documents and videos. If you want to know any more about any of these companies, please reach out to us and we'll get you to the right contact. About today's session, right? Whether you are creating a blog post, a web page, ebook, videos, or any other piece of content, right? Adding visuals improves the overall experience. But you must understand, you cannot just use any image or video footage uh, like from the social media. So every image, whether you find it on Google, social media, gains the copyright as soon as it's get created. And it's up to you whether you have the legal right to use it or not. So it's up to you to find that out. And the consequences of violating copyright, even accidentally, are very serious. And I'll also explain you, right? Like this has happened with one of the e-learning instructor. So those who found guilty, of copyright violation could face charges up to 150,000 US dollars for each infringement, right? So which is like somewhere around 1 crore rupees. Um, and I have heard about this like from one of the instructors on Udemy who use the images, and then he faced these challenges. So it is very important, it is very imperative for you to understand that how to use these images. And again, for good quality content, I mean, just you have to think about this, right? Like for good quality content, Adobe Stock, Shutterstock, I mean, there are like certain websites where you have to pay to them, right, for good quality content. But um, it's quite expensive, right? Like especially when you are doing something which doesn't have, like when you don't have a budget, you have to find alternative sources, and that's what we are going to do. That's what like we will show you, like how for some of our projects we used social media content. But I highly recommend you that when you are using those websites or doing research by yourself, do enough research before using it. Even on Google also, you can use the filters, and probably I mean, Nandish will show you today that as well, how to use it. But there are certain ways you can use it, but please do research before you use whatever systems or websites that we are going to suggest. So with that note, without further delay, I would like to hand over the session to Nandish. Nandish, over to you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Good morning, one and all. A very warm welcome to this webinar on how to use royalty-free content. So we'll directly jump into the PPT. I'll just share my screen. How to get royalty-free media for your project. So royalty-free media or copyright-free media is the word that you might have heard making any of, be it your presentation in office or be it any video you want to post or any, promo thing, promotional video or any infographic material. You will always come across these terms of royalty free or copyright free. So what is that term actually? That we will try to address and that we will try to understand in today's session, that what is royalty free media, and then we'll see the step how to get royalty free media and how to avoid any issues regarding royalty or copyright, as Anand mentioned, because the consequences are unpredictable. I mean, it varies from person to person and incident to incident. So it's always better to be very sure while using it. So first of all, let us all try to understand what is royalty free media and what kind of media available, like for image, for audios, what kind of all this media available online on web. We'll see an example of 3 images. So first of all, this image, as you can see, this is a simple image of pen and paper. So suppose I want to add some image of pen and paper in my video or in my presentation, and I just try to search it on web and I get this image. So as you can see, this image is not very good to use in any of the presentation, or when you are, addressing a mass or addressing anyone to project yourself. The background you can see is a grid background. So generally this kind of background we get when we get a transparent background PNG image. But this is something which will, this kind of image will appear at first when you will search pen and paper on Google. I just tried searching that and I got this image in very first 5 options. I just kept it. But even if you come across this image, and even if you know that this is royalty free, they are never good to use due to the presentation and due to the impact they make. So you search further and you get something like this. So as you can see, this image is really decent one, and really catchy as well. So whenever you are trying to indicate something that where audience need to note down something, or you are talking about noting down some point, you can always use this kind of image. But there is another problem. As you can see, there is a watermark written Go Graph, right? And there is a code and website name written down the image, below the image, right? So these kind of image are always free to use, but they will come along with the watermark of the generator or the site that possesses it. And the third and final one, which everyone would like, will be this kind of image. So this image, as you can see, this is a very decent pen and paper image, and there is no watermark. There is nothing like any copyright claim in on the below image. This is something that you can use and you would want to use in your presentation or video, right? So let us try to see how we would be able to use the final one, the third one, and not the first and second one, and without any worries and all. And this is not just about image, right? This can be a small video clip, or a small means a background audio you want to put. So let us try to understand first that how royalty works, right? So royalty or copyright is a huge, a large subject, and it involves many things, right? Many parameters, many factors. So I will just try to note down few things, few pointers, which will help us to understand the copyright and royalty and how does that work. So basically, what is royalty? So royalty is a credit in any mean to the owner or generator of the media, right? So the credit can be in terms of anything, right? It can be just a simple mention below the media you have used, or just audio. Audio logo in the starting, or if you are paying, right? So anything can be the credit to the owner. But yes, the baseline is we need to pay that credit, that due credit to the owner, in whatever terms he or she is accepting it, and then only we'll get the permission to use their generated media, right? So moving forward, the royalty. So royalty works on the type of use. Very first thing is the type of use of the media. So sometimes there are few medias available on different site that are generated with generated by the owner, and if you are using it for non-commercial use, suppose like you are just doing a free presentation or making a free video, or just making not any intention of getting a remuneration in terms of money out of that use, then the royalty terms are quite easy. I mean, by just paying the contribution with a name would be enough, or just mentioning the name or just mentioning in audio would be enough to use it for non-commercial use. But when it is commercial, when you are generating some amount of money from your video or from your presentation or from any of the project that you have prepared, then the terms are highly complicated. I mean, if you are getting some money using the media of someone else, then you have to pay something, and you have to do a settlement which is beneficial for both of you. So most of the time it is done at very initial stage. So before release, you just do the formality of concerned royalty or copyright work, and then you start using it. If we fail to do so, then only we'll have to face the consequences, as Anand mentioned initially. and that can be, anything. I mean, that can just that can be a small step to, pay royalty afterwards, to a huge amount of penalty, anything. So next thing is the type of media and platform. So type of media, right? Like just a simple image can cost you a lot less than an entire audio and background music of 1 hour, right? Also, it depends on the platform. So suppose, let us take the example of YouTube. If you are posting something on YouTube and the music in background of your video is copyright one, so YouTube has its own strategy and Udemy has an different strategy. So Udemy, you face a trouble of paying penalty and everything, while on YouTube, either your money, means the monetization that you get from your video, will be diverted to the owner, or your video will be taken down, or you have an option to replace the audio while releasing it. So each and every platform of releasing your work has a different strategy towards copyright medium. And we can say that it depends on the remuneration strategy of that particular platform. So YouTube is having both things, free video generation and paid video generation. I mean, as a video maker on YouTube or as a YouTuber, you can post your video for free as well, and you can earn money from them. So with that, in line with both of those models, it generates the strategy of handling the royalty. While Udemy is something where you will be making money whenever you post something, right? Udemy is the platform to sell your learnings, to sell your courses. So Udemy, because of that, has a very comparatively strict strategy towards royalty. So it always depends on the media you use, the type of media you use, be it simple image, be it a photograph. Because in image also there are different types, right? One is illustrated image, that is animated characters and animated images that we see. Another one is photographs that has been clicked by different photographers. So all once those two different type of images also have different strategies towards royalty. And the platform, as I mentioned, YouTube, Udemy, or any other platform where you can just project yourself. Then another point, while is the terms decided by owner, right? So whenever you use any media from the owner, so the royalty strategy will depend on the platform as well as the owner itself. So sometimes there are people who make it for free and just keep it out on YouTube. So we'll just visit YouTube in sometime and we'll see. So sometimes it is like they just put it for free. They want their product to be used as free. So it is up to owner also, that how how he wants to deal with the royalty of his own work, his or her own work, right? Sometimes the owner gets the copyright legally, and they insist to use it everywhere. They put it online with the copyright, the name of the copyright tag and copyright that they have got. So on owner, it also it depends, and your means of getting particular media. So most of the time there are few sites that provide free media, right? So any of the image you take from that particular site is free to use. So you don't have to worry once getting the image from that site or audio from that site. While some of the image stock site and audio stock site are like that, where you need to pay the subscription charge first, and then maybe you can go ahead using the n number of images or n number of audios per year. So their subscriptions are like this many image per month, or this many audio per month, or this many image and audio per year. So your means of getting media, from where are you getting it, that also decides what royalty you would be paying. So if you are having a subscription of any particular site, say be image stock, and you are getting 100 image per month and you are using any of them, so in a way, in this scenario, you have paid royalty already in terms of subscription, and that's why you are able to use those images. So royalty is something that you will have to at any stage of using of that media. So for copyright free content only, you are free to do, but then you have to make sure that this content is tagged copyright free and it is actually authentically copyright free. I mean, you need to double cross check that. And as we discussed earlier, it can cost you huge penalty, right from disapproval of your content release to sharing in profit. So it can be something very small as well as it can be something really really huge that can impact our product. It's always better to be safe and be very very conscious about these things while using any media. Because however, without using any external media, it won't be possible for us to make a great content. I mean, make a appealing content. We'll have to have few images and few interesting music pieces in our presentation if we are presenting it online and to a large audience. So the question comes that how to be assured about image or the audio that we use. So let us see. First is use royalty-free element from the assured and official site. So there are few sites that claims that the content are royalty-free, but whenever you go to download that particular image or audio, there will be a small line written in below the download button or somewhere in the corner that images and audios are may subjected to copyright. So they post it and they as a generalized product, they just say that it is copyright free images site and it is copyright free audio site, but at the end it is not too much assured. So I'll in the next two slides I'll be just introducing the list of such websites where you can be assured about the usage. And it is always better to stick to those site only. I mean, even if you are even if you are not getting exactly what you want, you can always go for something similar rather than taking a high risk of getting image which can cause you a copyright claim in future. Next thing is subscription of paid media platform. So there are few paid media sites that gives you, as I said, the free audio and free images of your choice, and they have a huge library. I mean, they keep on updating their library, and they have a large number of images and audios suitable for our use. And industry professionals are also using them. I mean, they have. So if at all you are having a regular usage of such images and such media, it is always better to get subscription of one of the. I mean, by getting a one subscription, you will be you will be free to use all their images and everything they update on updating. And you can be assured, I mean, you don't have to go here and there and every time you need to search on Google. You can avoid those hassles by just getting one subscription. So if you think that you will be having a continuous use of media in your presentations, or you are making videos or anything, it's always better to get one subscription and rely on that particular site only. Then there is one thing is get in touch with the generator of the media and get permission. So this is something when you are very specific about your product. So suppose on YouTube, you listen to one background music and you find it really suitable for your particular video, right? And you feel like I want this music only and nothing else. So you can ask them in comment, or you can go to their channel and get their email ID and get in touch with them that I want to use your media, and then you can take it ahead from there. So if you feel for any image or audio that you really want to use that particular media only and don't want to compromise, then in any of the site, or even if for Google image search, they provide the name of generator and the website of the generator. So you can just right away click. You will get a contact from there somehow, somewhere in that web page or something, and then you can get in touch with them and you can just ask them for usage. So you can be very assured that you have already contacted the person. So it will be a good thing for them as well, that they will also know the usage of the media. So that is one more option. Another thing, and this works with many of the free media, is provide mention with due credit to the creator. So in your presentation, maybe just below the image, right? If you are not able to get the owner of the image and you want to that use that image, then it's always better to give mention to that particular owner or mention to that source. I mean, you can provide the link of that particular page from where you got this. In YouTube, when you release a video and you feel like you have some media which is from external source, and you may face the consequences, then you can always mention the source of your audio in description. So same way it works from many sides, but yes, few websites or few platforms like Udemy and all which are in e-commerce only, and which deals with e-commerce, they don't even have this they don't entertain this kind of thing. They stick to paying the royalty. But the platform which we do use in day-to-day life, like YouTube and generic presentation platforms, they have this freedom of giving a mention and credit to the owner and just using the media. So watermark is also something with this concept only, that you use the image but you will have the watermark or the mention below, so that people who will be seeing your presentation or your video will be knowing that this image is suitable for your content, but it is not yours. I mean, you are not owning them. It is from some different owner, so it's good for both, right? So that is thing, watermark and audio logo. So watermark and audio logo is something that used by many royalty free websites. So if you search on Google, those websites will be tagged as royalty free media website. But whenever you go there, there will be an image with watermarks, and if you are using audio, then there will be audio logo in between. So not in starting or end that you can cut, but in between the music, they will just speak out the website name with machine voice, and your music will continue. So that audio logo will last for 1 or 2 seconds only, but yes, it won't be the similar experience as using your royalty free audio. So that is also a way to use the media. So the choice means the decision is totally up to you, that how you want to use it. You want to check with different option, or you want to just go ahead with the current media. And as I said, so these many options are there, but the question will come that how to do those things, right? So from women's side to go and where to do. So I have just listed down few websites and few ways rather to get royalty free images as well as royalty free audio. So we'll see both of them one by one. So I have not kept any any link here. Reason being, these names are not something that that will be hard to get for you. This will be the results of your Google search at first go, for images and for audios as well. So if you will type on Google that royalty free images, then you will definitely get that. But what we want to convey here is how to use those, because the usage, the type of usage are different for all of this, right? So I just wanted to take you through each and every website of royalty free images and audio, and then maybe you can search it on web, and it is these are really highly recommended and highly used websites. So these will be your first 5 or 10 Google results. So let us get into that one by one. First is Google Advanced Image Search. So instead of going to Google Images, if you type on Google Advanced Image Search, there will be a different dialog box. So let us see that how does that look. Right, it is just refreshing, so let us just wait for a moment. So yeah, so you guys are there. I mean you can see my Google Chrome, right? If anyone can just confirm once.
Yes, you can see.
Okay, thank you. So if you go to Google Advanced Image Search, it will give you this kind of UI page where it will ask you for the kind of image you want, right? Google Advanced Image Search is, as the name suggests, is quite advanced search than just a simple Google, and it may get you the royalty-free images, but there is a risk. So suppose let us search pen and paper only here, and let's see what the results we get. Right. So again, similar to those, we get these results, but in advanced image search, we will get more decent and more inline image with your topic. But the risk that I was talking about, that comes when you finally select one image and go to download level, right? So as you can see just below the name, it is written that images may be subjected to copyright, right? So in Google Advanced Image Search, the search is advanced, and the chances of getting you royalty-free images are more. Yet there is a risk of images, because there is no clear discrimination between images and royalty copyright images, right? So you can always rely on Google Advanced Image Search, but it is not as reliable as the rest of the others, right? Then comes this websites named pixel.com, pixabay.com, and unsplash.com. these three websites are the topmost royalty-free image websites. So here, the images are actually free, right? All the images that are available, although they advertise through other paid images, you will always get something in line with your desired images. So I'm here at the pixabay.com, and the pixel.com and unsplash.com are also having some similar user interface. You just need to search for the desired image. So let's stick to our example only. Let's say pen and paper, and I'll just try to search those. So see, it will discriminate between the paid images and the free images. So here at the top, they have a tab with iStock. So they'll show you the images of iStock, and the iStock images are the paid one. iStock is something that works with subscription, right? Where here this image is totally free. So if you click on this image, you will get an option of free download, and you will be able to use it wherever you want. I mean, you can be very much assured that this image is free. This background that you are seeing with checks are the transparent background, and will be removed when we will be using it. So these sites, right, pixabay.com, pixel.com, and unsplash.com, they give you background free images, or if not background free, then at least the assured images of royalty free. Only thing is, you will have to choose out of the available option. I mean, you may will not be getting exact image that you want, right? Then what to do to be very much precise about the image you want to have? Then you can go for Adobe Stock or Shutterstock. So as I said, right, Shutterstock is something that has a paid images. So let us try going to the Shutterstock photos. And Shutterstock and Adobe Stock ask you for getting a subscription yearly. They have the different pricing strategy for different type of image, and according to your use, you can always choose out of plan. So let us just check the plan. So just to give you rough idea, right? If you go to pricing, it depends on the time period you want to take plan for, and the number of image your use, right? So it is monthly. There are monthly plan, 10 images, 15 images, 350 images, 750 images, and if we check, the prices would be different for each of them, right? So prices increases as the number of image increases. There will be a definite number of image for longer time. Then there is a different plan. So a variety of plan they offer. If you search here for your desired image, you will be getting a larger number of images as an option. So here, as you can see, there is 9,49,950 images. Every each of one are paid, right? Once you get any subscription of that, you will be getting number of images that you can download per month, and you can use them as and when you require them. So suppose you want to use it, there will be an option of buying it. And going into the preview, if we download the preview, then you can see the Adobe Stock watermark will be there to download the preview. So even for the preview, you will be getting a watermark to avoid misuse of this image. But once you get the royalty, once you get the subscription of these sites, you will be free to use, and you will be exploring number of options. It is always, as I said, right, better to get a subscription of such websites like Adobe Stock is there, Shutterstock is there. So these two are reliable one. I mean, there are many others, but this is from our experience. I mean, we have used. So as this list suggests, right, 2 years back when we started creating our own content, we started with Google's image search, and with every video we made, and we started using it online, we learned how to use these royalty free images and what challenges it could be. We found out that Google images are not assured. Google advanced images may be subjected to copyright. So this list is out of our experience of 2 years. We have been using all of this according to the requirement, and these are the assured websites where you can rely on the website terms and policy. Moving forward, similar thing is for audio, right? So for audio, the best option I would say is YouTube audio library. So there are two different platforms. One is YouTube, that normal YouTube we visit. Another one is YouTube audio library. So if you search YouTube audio library, you will be redirected to this page. And YouTube audio library is totally free. I mean, you can use the music anywhere you want, and there won't be any royalty. So they have two different options. One is free background music, and it is dedicatedly, the free music section is dedicatedly for the background music, or the music that we can use in our audio, or in means large variety of, right from using it in your presentation video to a short film. Also, there is something called sound effects. So if at all you are in the entertainment audio or video making, there will be n number of sound effect according to the usage you have. So sometime if you are making a video in which you mention that some guy is watching TV and you want to have a TV on and TV off sound, you can just right away search that sound here and choose out of that you want to have a car on and off sound or anything. And in free music, there are a variety of options to to filter out your search. So genre is one thing. Then maybe you can go according to the mood, what kind of mood you want to have for your music. And then instruments. So suppose you go for a piano or organ, let's say, the search will be filtered accordingly, and only the music with organ will be displayed. Then if you want to go for a happy mood, the search will again be modified with those results, right? Then you can go ahead, yeah, so now you can see that page has been refreshed. Then you can go for a different duration, so it will, so there are many options. There is an ease of choosing out of the required ones, and you can be very specific about what you want, and you can choose it. And most important thing is you can be you can be very assured, and you don't have to worry once you get it from YouTube audio library. So that is one thing. Another thing is YouTube videos with tag of royalty free. So sometimes YouTube library, from YouTube library, suppose if you are not getting what you exactly want, suppose I want some Indian instrument music that I don't get from YouTube library, and my video is like, it wants Indian classical instrument music as an ambience. So you can go to YouTube and you can always search for royalty free tag, right? So you have to make sure that that video has been tagged as no copyright and royalty. And even though it has been marked as a royalty free or no copyright, you it's always better to you go for comment and you just check for comments. Or if not, then you can just ask the person in the comment that can I use it for my video making, can I use it for my own video that I'm going to publish on this platform, right? So see here, if you can see, some user named Ajanta Official has asked the person that can I use this audio in my YouTube channel, and the person has replied that thank you, yes, you can use this free. So you can always check in the comment. First check must be whether the audio or the particular music that you are referring to is marked as a no copyright or royalty free in the title itself. Because whenever the video or audio is royalty free, they mention it in title itself and in initial phrase of the title only. So that is the first check you need to do. Even after that, it is always better to visit a comment section once again, or if you are in doubt, you can ask them in the comment section. You can go to their channel and go ask their ID. So before using it, it is always better to be assured rather than getting into any trouble after using it. So these are two options which we generally use YouTube audio library in YouTube. Just like the Pixabay and Unsplash for images, there are a few free audio sites like audiojungle.net and sound.com. So these sites are having a similar user interface to what we saw on Pixabay and Unsplash. You will be able to search the music of music for your video according to the mood and the tone of your video, and they will be giving you number of options of their free library, and as well as they will be providing you some option from the paid version also. So they will be suggesting that. So as you can see here, there are number of options, and you can always search. So suppose happy, I want to search, and I want to go for happy music. Let us see what it shows. So there will be a number of music here. So here it shows, and all these are free. So you can just listen to them, choose out of them, and just click download. So it gives you more option. Then there is a site named Storyblocks. So Storyblocks is just like Shutterstock, and you can get. And Storyblocks is widely used in not only in India but in the foreign countries. So if you come across any video from a foreign video maker or video tutorial, so what I observed is 80% of the video tutorial from any foreign maker are using this Shutterstock. I mean, they are giving credits, or sometimes they are mentioning them as a sponsor. So Storyblocks is a widely used website for royalty-free video and audio. So not only just audio, right? If you want some video footages for your product, just mention it. Suppose you are making any travel blog, and suppose you visited any seashore place and any beach in a weekend, and you wanted to make a blog of it, but your videos of beach are not that much appealing, and your content is very good, then you can always go for such video at this. So this is an example. There are wide range videos available for the variety of your video, right from your professional pitching video to the video that you just made out of your hobby. And you can check the pricing for Storyblock. Pricing a bit higher than than the images one, due to obvious reason, as they provide a variety of content. But this site is widely used and reliable rather than going to some other site. So if you feel like you are having a use, you can always go for that accordingly. So this is for royalty free audio. So this is the list for audio, and previously was the video. Moving forward, before stopping here, I would like to share a few tips again out of our experience that we had over the 2 years of video making. One thing is, get subscription for any one of the stock media site. If you feel that you are going to do this video making or presentation, impactful presentation, because these days presenting yourself on a web platform is becoming more and more important due to the changing scenario and changing situation. So if not amazing animated video, you will have to have a good presentation, because all of you must be presenting your company presentations and pitching things over the online meetings only. And in online meeting, we do not have the liberty of being face to face to our client and our mass, just like we used to do previously, before pre-COVID phase, we can say. So at that time, it is very important to be very much impressive in terms of your presentation. So even if PowerPoint presentation, you need to have more animation and more catchy images than you used to have previously, because previously you were there presenting in front of them, you were confident about handling things in front of them. But now, so because you will have a use, it is always advisable to get a free subscription and be very free about the usage of your media. Next thing is, if you are not getting any subscription, if you are having very rare use, say you will have only one video or one presentation in 2 months, then it is better not to go. But then if you are using any media, check twice before using it. Like just like I mentioned for YouTube, only mention in the title is not sufficient. It is always better to go for comment section. Same way, if you are getting it from any Pixabay or Unsplash, it is always better to check. Always go with the download button given on the site. Don't just right click and save as on the images, because sometimes some images has a different strategy of giving credit. So this is just button to say thanks to their owner, and they have their algorithm to rate the owner according to the usage of it. So even for free website like Pixabay and Unsplash, go for download image button and not just right click and save as image, and always check twice before downloading and using the media. Next thing is check for copyright claim at the time of releasing itself and make necessary changes. So I'll tell you, right? I was making a video and releasing it for my personal, my theater group, and we released it on 6 p.m. We set a premiere of 7 p.m. So between 6 and 7, it was not public, but it was there on YouTube website, right? YouTube database. It was so after at 6:15, it gave us a copyright claim, and it gave us the option of changing the audio in background. So we were having the audio in background, which mistakenly was a copyright claimed audio. So it was not free to use audio. So at that point, before releasing only, YouTube gave us the option to replace that entire audio with the royalty-free music that YouTube has, or to choose for option where the monetization will be going to the owner of that audio. So I'm not sure about any other platform. Means few are there which provide this liberty, but YouTube is the platform that provides this liberty. So always make your public audio before making your audio public. You can check on YouTube that whether there is any copyright claim or not, or even after making your audio public and getting many views, you can always check that, and you can revamp your media. And it is very easy with particularly YouTube, but at any other platform also there will always be ways to check while releasing, right? Because they have their own strategy of scanning your product for royalty free contents. So always do that. And it is better to always keep your own media library. So suppose you are having a subscription of Adobe Images stock, right? And you have downloaded 20 images over 2 months, say. Now at third month, you realize that you wanted that image of which you downloaded 2 months back. So there will be a library in your account, but suppose you have lost that subscription, then it will be hard for you to get that image again, and you will have to pay for that particular image again. So in your PC or in your system or in your cloud storage, always better to have your own library, because whenever you are purchasing a license for a particular image, you are buying that image, right? And it is good that you are buying something, you keep it for the longer time with you, and you make a most out of it, you make most use out of it. So always keep a library of free images and free audios that will be used. So if not now, after 2 or 3 years, it will be a good library to use for any of the product. And who knows, right? I mean, after 2 years, maybe you won't need any subscription of such sites, because you will be having your own library of royalty free images for which you have already paid royalty. So whenever you use any royalty free image or audio after paying for that, keep that at a single place and maintain your library to use it in future. Also, whenever you are in doubt, whenever you feel that there can be an issue of for royalty, and even though your intention of producing that video is not monetization, do mention the credits to the owner. I mean, suppose you are posting a video on YouTube out of your hobby, and you don't want to earn money out of that YouTube video. You are not planning to do that. You are just putting that for fun, for your own enjoyment, and to just get connected with your audience. Then in description, just mention that background music I've used is from this. So whenever there is a scanning from YouTube, or there is some scanning from the owner, because sometimes the big channels, those are very much active on YouTube, they have their own officials to scan rather than just YouTube algorithm. So whenever they scan through your video, they get the idea that that person has given the credit, so it is fine to let them use our media, let them use our audio. So whenever you are in doubt, be it any image in your presentation, if you feel like that can claim, mention in a single line the source below the image, that the image source is, and then you can give the URL of the website that you create, that you got the image from, right? So that all things you need to take care of while using royalty free media, and these things are very necessary to keep in mind. So yes, that was all from my side. That was all that I had to share, and I guess now we can open the platform for discussion.